What's up guys, Matt Ogus, Legends of Aesthetics here checking in. I'm going to give you guys 3 tips for the incline bench press using a bar. So I do actually recommend the dumbbell incline bench press over the barbell bench press when it comes to chest hypertrophy. But at the moment, I'm still recovering from this issue that I had a long time ago, so that's why I'm doing this with a barbell. So first tip guys is actually going to have to do with the bench. You'll see a lot of people use a really harsh incline. My recommendation is go between 20 degrees and maybe 45 degrees max. Most gym settings, for example, these incline benches over here, these are about 45 degree angles for an incline bench. That's about the most I'll recommend so that you can target your upper chest. Anything more than that and the trade-off between shoulder and chest becomes too in favor of the shoulder. So this right here is about 22 and a half degrees. This is an angle I really recommend. Really feel like it hits my upper chest, which is what my target is, without getting into too much shoulders. No matter what, you're going to be hitting your front delt with all kinds of pushing. But as you can tell, just by feeling, your front delt works the least when you're pressing down. It works a little bit more when you're pressing in a horizontal manner, and works even greater when you press it in a diagonal incline manner. And of course the most when you press it straight up. That's why I recommend using a slight incline. Second tip for the incline bench press is going to have to do with the angle at which our elbows are to our shoulders. You'll see a lot of people do all kinds of bench pressing with their elbows out basically perpendicular to their body. Right here like this at a 90-degree angle like this. Which is great and all, it will still hit your chest, yes. You can have a high degree of activation for your upper chest when you're doing incline bench, but the trade-off is definitely not worth it. For most people, you'll probably also feel it better by having your elbows just tucked a little bit like this. You want your elbow to be in the plane of your chest and not as high as your shoulder up here. So obviously you don't want anything higher than this. And anything between here and here is usually fair game. I'll show you what that looks like real quick. It's going to be above my chest and tucked slightly like this. Just like that. Alright guys, my third tip has to do with the benches as well. A lot of you guys won't be able to adjust your bench and put it in a squat rack like this. You'll be left with the regular standard 45-degree incline bench press. And that's okay. Well, I'll recommend for those guys that want less of an incline, you can actually create that yourself by just arching your back a little bit more, and I'll show you right now. Let's increase this to a standard 45 degree. That's about 45 degrees, but let's say that's a little too harsh for you, too much for you. I'll show you what you guys can do. Really simple. Just create a nice, simple arch in your back like this. You don't want it so that it actually hurts your lower back. Just a little arch like this will help change the leverage, change the angles, so you're targeting your upper chest. It takes a little bit off of the front delt. I'll show you guys what I mean. Okay. Like this, compared to this. You always want a little bit of an arch at least, just to stay safe. But as you can see, you can increase it a little bit so that the angle decreases a little bit. I'm going to give you guys one last tip, so that's 4 tips now. Let's come over here to the wall. This tip has to do with people with shoulder issues, pains. Perhaps it's from doing a lot of bench presses like this. Perhaps you just don't really focus on your flexibility of the shoulders. You're not mobile, you're old, etc., whatever. Here's something I do before my workout, and also in between my sets of pushes, so that I'm warming up the shoulder, as well as
I leave them under
actively
my desk
mobilizing them.
school all the time. I've lost like 3 of them. So I just kind of gave them
right over here. This is really simple. Eric Helms told me to do this when I had my little shoulder issue that occurred when I was basically incline dumbbell pressing. A little bit too much weight, a little too fast. So let's make sure they can see this real quick. The back of my hands are against the wall like this. Try to keep your elbows against the wall as best as you can. Butt against the wall, flex your butt, just like this. And basically I'm just bringing it up and down, just like this. Anywhere between 8 and 10, gets the shoulders nice and warm. You're also engaging in a plane of motion that you're not normally doing on a regular basis. When in the day are you actually going like this and working on this plane of motion? And not too often. So there you go. I'll just do some of these between my sets, especially between the beginning sets of a workout. Sometimes towards the end, I may stop in my workout, stop doing sets of these, but definitely practice 4 tips to help you increase your incline bench press, grow more muscle, and be aesthetic as fuck. Legends of Aesthetics. Check it out, guys. Thanks for watching.